Unidentified vessel. Please submit your clearance codes. I can bring you in warm. Or I can bring you in cold.
This is Justin.
The Force will be with you.
This is Josh.
This is Kyle.
This is Maggie.
And we are the Outer Rim Beacon.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday night. You have tuned in to the Outer Rim Beacon, Orb Force 99 Friday night live stream. Here talking about Bad Batch. My name is Justin. I am one of your hosts of Outer Rim Beacon. Joining me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts.
This is Josh, and let's pour one out for all the Bail Organa stands. I'm sorry that your dreams didn't come true on this episode.
This is Kyle, and I was wondering if, was he just too busy? Has he finally reached his quota of he's been in enough Star Wars, they're not going to put him in anymore? Who knows? It was definitely not Bail Organa in today's episode, that's for sure.
And this is Maggie, and I'm having myself some Mantel mix because the mission has been finished.
Smurf nuggets. She's eating Smurf nuggets, people. That's really what it is. And joining us tonight, we have a very, very special guest, critically acclaimed artist, award-winning Anthony with Rebel Art Empire. We are so happy to have you on tonight. Welcome, 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 sir.
Hi. Thanks for having me and inviting me over to the Clone Clubhouse.
You're very welcome. We're glad to have you. We got lots to talk about.
Change the name to that? Change the name to the Clone Clubhouse?
Clone Clubhouse.
I'm into it.
I love that.
Look who's in the house and feeling not a clown.
Are you sure about that?
Rex was on.
Oh, ouch.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy Friday night. Hopefully you've got your beverage in hand that can keep you cold and refreshed during this next hour or so that we get together and we talk about Star Wars. We're going to talk a little bit about Rebel Art Empire. Obviously, Anthony's here, so we're going to talk about that. I was a little shocked. I thought for sure it was going to be Bail, and then we get a surprise, and it's Rex. And I will say this, shame on me for not even considering it could be Rex, because I don't know what, and this is what Star Wars does. They they lead you down this path that, it's got to be Bail or it's got to be somebody big and important.
Cloaks are hot right now.
It's Rex.
They're so hot right now.
Shame on me. I don't even know why he didn't even cross my mind, but he didn't. I'm glad that's who popped out. But it was a great episode. Yeah, it was
definitely had some poncho-like qualities. That's for sure. It was
a poncho-filled episode. Anthony, what were your overall impressions of the episode? What were your thoughts? Likes, dislikes?
I rarely have a dislike, and if I do, I just bite my tongue and really focus on everything else. My very, very favorite part was really the score. The music was so good.
Good answer.
It reminded me of that last episode of Clone Wars, and that we recently got. And I out of all episodes, I feel like everything else kind of left me with a lot of questions. This gave me a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. The touching moments between Wrecker and Omega and that soft music, and you really got the tension when it's him chasing after her. You're spot on. Music was well scored for this, as it is with most things in Star Wars, but there's just those moments that really kind of hit home. What about you guys? What were your overall impressions of the episode? Thoughts, likes?
I only had one very minor issue with the fact that Rex and Echo didn't have a moment together. I had really hoped that in that time period when Wrecker was recovering, that maybe we'd have a side conversation between the two, but it didn't happen. So maybe it'll happen again.
Good to see you, brother. Something like that. And
I just wanted a moment.
Yeah. Well, and didn't Rex bring up Fives? And
yes, he said that he wished that he listened to him.
No sold it.
And I was like, maybe it'll come. Maybe they're just they're building it up.
Yeah, that was the worst part to me. Like Josh said, it's like they opened the door for a deep, back in the day conversation between these clones that we've known since the beginning of Clone Wars, and then it got very slammed shut immediately. But I think at the end of the episode, that exchange between he and Hunter, I think he's definitely gonna pop up again. They're definitely gonna get that call to help him out when he's in a bind or something. So, fingers crossed. We can always get that good heart to heart then.
They've just unlocked another mission point on the Red Dead map.
Side quest.
Yeah.
I mean, they found a great scrapyard if they need ship parts or
a very familiar scrapyard.
No, where have we seen that before?
To play video games.
And that guy, I know him from somewhere. I don't know where.
He's a friend from work.
Friend from work. Yeah, maybe. He's like 6 cubes down from me.
He's on a different, floating skiff thing.
Different department.
We got to see a little bit more of the Scrapper Guild in this episode. They were clearly working with the Empire.
Well, the fans have been demanding it nonstop.
Empire's keeping them busy.
Screaming for more Scrapper Guild.
Yeah.
It's possible that one scrapper was just a narc, though, too.
That could be. I don't know.
He looked like
grabbed
Justin
on the side or something. We'll have to wait and see if
it was really me in
off.
that character, but you couldn't tell with the mask on. That was really, really my animated face.
Smart.
That was me. Yeah. The Scrap Guild they want to stay employed, man. They just want to keep work, so keep feeding them ships. And that planet was full.
It looks like they had a lot of work to do, in my opinion. Yeah.
I don't know. The bulk of the ships look pretty stripped down. I mean, you're not going to use the rusted metal for anything, are you? Like, is it
Justin,
pretty much
this whole episode was about them walking into a fully functional ship and going to the medical bay and like getting surgery done in it.
True. It was pretty functional for a ship that had been there for a hot minute.
Yeah. I mean, it did have a resident swamp monster thing that I can't remember what they called it.
A diagonal?
Was it a diagna?
I didn't think it
diagna. Yeah, if you read the
that's what the subtitles say.
The subtitles say it's a diagna
Okay.
growls. Yeah, diagnoga, whatever.
Dianoga. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something
That's
with a
what
D.
was in the trash compactor.
Yeah.
Oh, was that exactly what was in the trash
Look,
compactor?
this is.
Yep.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Do
here
you
we
remember when she was like,
go.
"Oh, what is it? Is it a monster or something?" Really big?"
No, you're having a PTSD flashback to a different Star Wars movie entirely.
Oh.
See, that's
I don't
why
know.
Wrecker's been feeding her because she's got the hunger coughs.
She's gonna start coughing because she's hungry, and which makes people sick? Question mark. I
gotta touch on this because I know we've got Anthony on, and Anthony, you clearly Kyle is not a fan of the Ewok movies.
I was trying not to let on.
What's your take on the 2 Ewok movies? What are the Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor? What did you think of those?
I guess I remember them. I'm old enough to remember them to be released. So they are part of that childhood. So I remember them a little more than being there released and being a part of it than all the other Star Wars things because of my age. So it kind of fits me into where it's a little dated. So I just love the nostalgia of it. But to sit and watch that over anything else, it's probably not going to make it to the, TV
top of the list.
Yeah.
I know that's a politician answer, but
Diplomatic.
If it pops on TNT, you're not like, oh, look at that Battle for Endor. I think I'll get some popcorn and just tune in. Not that kind of movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you only got 3 channels in the woods and it's that or rugby, I'm sure I'd watch it.
I would.
I'd watch the
Shots
draft.
fired at
Not
rugby.
that there's anything
Yeah,
wrong with rugby.
wow.
Nothing.
We just lost all our rugby fans right there.
Man.
Cabin in the Woods, man. I'm watching the fire in the fireplace over the Ewok movie.
I'll use the movie to start the fire.
On. I think I'm good, but it's there's I always try to say like you can take something good out of most anything Star Wars, even if it's your least favorite thing in the world. And I look, I saw a lot of backlash after the
It's a personal story. Don't ask them to go into it. It's not fair.
bad memories for Kyle. I was reading a lot after Hasbro did their release, their I Am Your Father's Day release earlier this week, and there were people on social media just blowing up. Wow, I can't believe they didn't do this in Vintage Collection, or they didn't do this in Black Series, or what? We got a whole Rogue One series. That movie was terrible. And I'm like,
what?
Say what? I'm like, people, you are crazy. You know, I watched it. I watched the release. There was a ton, like there was figures, I thought, for everybody in there. Like,
oh yeah,
Black Series, Vintage Collection, Aliens, play sets. You got a Razor Crest update. No, Josh, don't flash that damn picture up there. You got a Razor Crest update.
You might as well.
You had everything.
That's what I was saying.
You had an original trilogy. You have clone stuff. You had, you know, some of the newer movies out. Like, I couldn't believe people were just sitting there complaining about it. And I'm like, I thought they actually like did a good job of covering everything in that release. So yeah, Tiernan, you're right. Star Wars fans complaining on the internet. Exactly.
I almost feel like Justin must be lying because
there it is. That's our update. Like, well, we had a prototype, but
boom,
got smashed on the way over to the studio. So
that's the update. Is they're sending it to you in powder form. You just
build your own.
One little Beskar spear in there.
Yeah, they did release a video teaser of it, like them like setting it up for like this photo shoot. But they did actually put a picture out there with Jon Favreau, who was actually at Hasbro, and got to see it and had it in hand. And that thing is massive. I mean, it is huge.
Cool. I'm not jealous that he got to do that at all.
It's as big as like from the top of his head to like his waistband. Like, it is tall. It is a big ship. So super excited for that one when it finally gets
That's
here.
like the size of that. What's that G.I. Joe aircraft carrier thing that was like the size of a kitchen table? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I don't know how people even have
the flag.
You gotta have a big house. Yes, that is what it's
USS.
called.
It's the USS flag. It is a massive
like
ship.
a whole like separate guest house just to store stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A kid I went to elementary school had that G.I. Joe aircraft carrier in his toy room.
In his toy room. In his room for toy. If I had that, I would have had to sleep on it. There would have been nowhere else to go.
Doubles as your bed.
Yeah, it was my whole room. Yeah, and there's no toy room in my house.
Oh man, that's great imagination though. You're going to bed, coming in for a landing. Oh, clear the deck, and just dive into your bed right in the middle of an aircraft carrier. That's kind of cool. Anthony, do you collect anything? Is there anything particular that you collect?
Well, you know, Mandy and I started collecting Star Wars figures and such right when Toys R Us said they were calling it quits.
Oh,
and we both were so devastated that we have started buying Star Wars toys every day since.
That's a good way to build up the collection.
That's a good problem to have.
We're both, I would say, a little compulsive when it comes to buying and collecting. Behind my computer over here, I have just about every, from this size, the child to all the other Funko Pops. They're all staring at me in a big giant pile, organized kind of.
If you were collecting all the Grogu stuff they put out, there was a lot.
I started doing that, and then no.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to build a shed in the back, and
originally my goal was to try to get everything that they put out for the Mandalorian with the new series, and
that's impressive.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I always like to find stuff in the wild, and with the whole COVID thing, and going to shopping online. Well, I don't always remember if I ordered it from one place or the other, and then everything pre-order. All of a sudden, boxes start showing up. So if there's anything you need, there's a good chance I have two, three, four.
Isn't that the most magical feeling though, when the UPS pulls up in front of your house and you're like, "What's today's pre-order surprise?"
Yes,
it
is.
I've definitely brought something home and then gotten it in the mail later and forgot that I had ordered it for sure. Yeah.
You get the,
I've had terrible luck lately though trying to find figures in stores, and I have
Target is depressing.
A whole ring.
There it is. Look at how big that is.
It's huge. Look, that kid it's on the ground next to that kid. That's how tall it is.
I don't think so.
So Matt, it's pretty sitting in it.
Yeah.
There it is. Look at how big that is.
Yeah, that's huge.
Thing is freaking huge.
Yeah, we did pre-order that.
Yeah, it was and they did announce that
And
they're
then they
doing
blew it up.
And then the
another,
next day,
and then kaboom.
Do this. Yeah.
They did announce they're doing a Black Series HasLab, which should be interesting, but it is not a vehicle.
it couldn't be. It'd have to be too big, regardless of what it was.
It would be, yeah. I don't know what you would do. Like that's a larger scale vehicle for them, but
It's a vehicle. It's an escape pod. Like,
well, they've done the snow speeder and they've done Luke's land speeder, so they have done
like
Black Series vehicles, but they're smaller vehicle. They're like this big, right? So if you're doing like a Black Series scale X-wing, it's going to be a little bit larger. So, but they said it's not a vehicle. So I'm going to guess playset, which is what most people I think are thinking too. So, I don't know what playset though. What do you think? You think it's like Mandalorian, or do you think since that's more relevant, or do you think it's something old school?
I don't know what I think it'll be, but I think a Vader's castle would be awesome with his like active tank in it. That like jumps in my mind. That would be super, super cool. And then if they released like a gross strips down Vader that you could put in it, you know, like with his armor off, oof, I think that'd be really cool.
Has like the little back to tank in there.
Yeah, the one that he like immerses himself in.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
I have a scoop. I know what it is.
Oh, you already figured it out? You heard it here first, folks.
It's the Gorax's lair.
Oh, Jesus. I hate it here. God, no one even knows what a Gorax is. That movie's so bad. You're like trolling me and no one gets it. From that terrible Ewoks movie, people. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure we had that picture at some point.
I had it in the logo spot.
Darn.
Here,
darn. See, now we got Macho Man.
There
we go. There he is.
Lord and Savior Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes, very similar
to
Gorax.
So I'm scrolling through here, and I think we would be doing a disservice to the fans, I guess.
The poncho community?
The poncho people. If we didn't mention that, you know, this season, these live streams have gotten a little off the rails. And actually, Anthony is the reason that they started going off the rails, because he said he didn't know who Rihanna was in the chat one.
Whoa! I forgot about that. I forgot he's the one.
I didn't.
That was the night I was on. I was in
this
Disney
is actually why we brought him on today.
This is an intervention.
Intervention.
We're going to be playing all of Rihanna's songs.
We're going to send you to jail.
Right to jail.
I did do 2 days of binge listening to most of her hits, and I'm going to say yes, she is a very talented musician, but not the style of music. I like more of Radio Disney.
Fair. Wait, did you say Radio Disney?
Yeah.
That's not what I expected you to say, but that's a great answer, because I will jam out to that Moana soundtrack any day, anytime.
Oh, yeah. That's what I play in the mornings for Lucia. We just pop on Disney songs while she's eating breakfast.
Good too. I just saw that in the theater recently.
Which one?
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, really good.
We watched it last night.
It was great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Approved. I like it.
Disney though lately has been hitting everybody hard with these father daughter son relationships, and I'm like, man, y'all got to stop this. You're killing me here. Like, watch that Ray. I was like,
looking at the dad's heartstrings over there.
Yeah. So, and we got a lot more of that. Which again, we talked about this last week. We got a lot more of that with Omega and Wrecker on this week's episode.
I found
not
something.
They turn 4.
Oh, it went behind.
Maggie.
Maggie ruined the whole live stream. We're out now.
No, I hit the wrong
thing. I kind of like that one.
Okay.
Ooh, here we are. She's just going
Put
crazy now. We're just flipping through them here.
I'm trying to find the thing. Hang on. It loaded into the wrong spot. It's going. If you want Radio Disney, you can listen to The Work by Rihanna, approved by Radio Disney.
You just worked yourself into a shoot, brother.
I believe she has a song in the Wreck-It Ralph movie that I tried to find one a little less.
We're trying to find one in your wheelhouse, huh? Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort either way.
Yeah.
I do too.
Awesome.
I like,
2 whole days too. That's impressive.
I like
Yeah.
Tiernan's comment here. Bitch, I have my money for
Yeah.
your child.
No, that's what I said. Not till the 4th birthday.
No,
And
I
then-
do not yet. Once she gets a little bit older and can truly appreciate classic hip hop, then yes, I will gladly play a lot of that because that's mostly what I listen to. That and rock. I love rock.
She shouldn't have anybody owing her money at this age anyway. That'd be unfortunate.
I don't know. She's a big kid, man.
Yeah,
You know
she
what
handing out
Christmas
loans
is?
already. Loan shark in the playground. Yeah.
She's,
Give me 3 cookies today. You give me 4 cookies next week. All right.
Yep.
And there's interest.
The kid will put down hamburgers and Italian sausage and meats. She likes meat, so
Oh, she can come to celebration with
she's
us.
yeah. She ain't afraid of it. So, yeah.
This is a family show,
Yeah.
so
Speaking of Tiernan, I
missed
have to ask
something.
because for your graduation, we sent you a gift to the address that you
right.
provided, and I did send a couple of the pins and stickers and things that we received from Anthony in Rebel Art Empire. So I hope it
Nice.
got to you.
full circle.
Yeah, I forgot to follow up with you on Twitter, but it did go out. So if you get an opportunity in the chat, let us know if you got it or not.
And then tag
Yeah.
us on social media.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love that one.
Yeah.
One's stuck on my trunk.
Love it.
I will
will
say that Rebel. Oh, go ahead.
I would say we will have fully vaccinated buttons with a medical droid that say vaccinated for celebration that we will have.
With the
Oh,
2-1B?
that's awesome. I
Yeah.
have to
I
get
love
one
that.
of those.
I need that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and I'm going to have some stickers made that Mandy had designed for us. And,
Package made it out west. That's good.
Yeah.
There we go. Good. Good. Good.
I
Fans in
think
the
one
house.
of the. This is true, Tab. That all their stuff is good. You guys make some of the you make stuff that is I mean, you make all the characters that everybody like, all the really popular characters, but you also make like obscure, a little bit more obscure. Like I remember Tab was very excited to see like the magnet with Chopper and AP5 because she like loves AP5 and there's no AP5
Not a ton of
merch
love,
anywhere.
yeah.
But I will say I think you guys made the best Star Wars enamel pin of all time with this one.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I saw that on the Etsy, and I think I bought it in less than 10 seconds. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, but it was a very actual popular pin, more popular than the Aura Sing, I think, which was also
I have that
pretty
one too.
popular. A lot of people actually that bought that would send us a little private message thanking us because there's not a lot of Aura Sing merch out there. So
I hate to say this. I love the Clone Wars, but her antenna freaks me out, man. The metal thing poking out of her head. I don't know what it is or how she got it or what it's for, but gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like makes my head itch or something. I don't love it.
She definitely looks like something straight out of Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa, what's going
She
on
gonna
here?
poke people with it at some point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what it's for.
She gets
So
really good at radio frequency.
She picks up
Built-in
Spotify
tuner.
on it.
She listens to Rihanna that way.
listens to the Outer Rim Beacon. There you go. She's like, I got to get my news. Anthony, how did you guys get into this? When did you guys start making pins and stickers and get into this and say, hey, let's turn this into take our art and maybe turn this into a business?
Well, it all started with going to our first celebration together, which was Chicago. And Mandy had found a Facebook group called the Swag Crew. And the Swag Crew, and you may have gotten stuff from them. You may have been past their booth. They had a booth at Chicago. And what they do is try to inspire people to just give and share, create, give, share with one another. So it was make buttons, not stickers, because they don't want little kids sticking stickers all over everything. But as you see, we make a lot of stickers. But it was supposed to be things you can make and just give away. So we had made some. Well, I didn't make anything, by the way. Mandy made everything. I uploaded it to the internet, which I'm not even that good at, and ordered it and got it shipped to the house. And we had gotten postcards and magnets and stickers and buttons, and we didn't even really know much about enamel pins, other than they were cool, but we weren't collecting them. Mm-hmm. And it was Celebration had a lot of these like after-hour meet and greets where people were trading pins, patches, posters, anything. And it actually was just something that kind of happened on accident. And then a couple people gave us enamel pins because they felt bad for us in trade for, our button or a sticker. And then with the next celebration to happen in Anaheim, we were already just preparing and making things. And it turned out with COVID, that we're sitting on stock. So we opened an Etsy store, and the rest is history.
Oh, okay, nice.
And see,
Fast Bobby.
Yeah, that was he won the Thrawn pin and the Governor Price pin that we had on the when we were doing the live stream of the competition. So, no, that's a great point that you brought that up. There, when you show up, if it's your first time, there's usually somebody there that will kind of help guide you and say, oh, is this your first time? Welcome, and kind of steer you along your path at Celebration. Kyle and I were the same way in Anaheim. We were just like, we don't know what the hell is going on. This is our first time here. And
I still don't know what's going on usually, but
yeah, it can be chaotic. Yes. But they kind of guide you and steer you in the right direction. And that's great that, you went out and kind of ventured into an area that, hey, like we didn't know anything about it. And then it turned out to be pretty cool. So,
cool and dangerous at times, because some people took it very serious, and some people that's actually, if you ever seen our potato baka button that Mandy had made, which is a potato crossover Chewbacca, that was a little boy had drew that, and it was like a magic card type drawing with little attributes. And he was trying to trade it, and people were like, "Scram, kid, we don't want you around here." And we were like, "What?" And we gave him everything we had. Because all these grown men and women made him feel like what he had wasn't good enough, and it was art. He had the best thing in the room.
Aw, see, we were. I think I can't remember, Kyle. I don't remember if it was you or Vic that was with me at Celebration, but we were sitting at a table, and there was a kid that came up and asked if we had anything to trade, stickers or pins, and we said, no, we didn't. But he had this super tiny round pin, I think, that had Satine. It had Duchess Satine on it. And it was so cool. Like, it was just this super tiny pin. It was kind of hard to see, but you're like, oh my God. And he's like, well, here, you guys can have one if you want one. We were like, we don't have anything to trade for it. And he's like, no, it's okay. He's like, I'm passing them out anyway. And I was like, this kid's like 10 years old. And he's just being super cool. And I'm like, maybe us as adults should probably learn a little bit from kids and be a little bit more kind to people.
Really cool interactions with young people at Celebration. It's a shame to hear adults would be like that.
Yep. Yeah. In these little rooms that were timed, it made sense because it was like an auction house. Their mentality was see as many people as much. So, they may have paid a lot of money to be able to have it. And, they weren't just going to segregate people out that didn't have, check to see what you had. But it was definitely a learning curve for us. And there was a swag crew room where it was just, take what you can, give what you can. You got nothing, just take something.
I do think Justin and I went to something like that in Anaheim, where you just kind of walked through, and some people had stuff out that they wanted to trade. Other people just had giveaways and things like that. It's crazy to see the things that people have that I never even would have thought existed. When you think you have like your finger on the pulse of Star Wars collectibles, you do not, because there's so much more out there.
So if you get in line with just a bunch of postcards like this, and it's that big long line, if you're waiting for merch, and all of a sudden you're just like passing these out, and people are like, wait, for free, for nothing? They have no idea. They just see, something cool, and they get happy. And then the whole time you're passing out stuff, that 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours goes by a lot faster. And then those people that, as you hit the turnstiles, you see again, you get greeted with a big smile, and it makes you know, shy people like Mandy and I just feel a little more welcome and, you know, not have such high anxiety for being in around so many people at once.
Yeah,
that's a really good tip. I've actually, because there's always tons of people handing out all kinds of stuff at Celebration, and I know those crowds can definitely be stressful for people.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's a good tip
didn't-
because everybody likes free anything.
Yeah. And then you can trade it with other people.
Yep.
Tab's calling Josh out here too.
What? I don't have the comments open.
Celebration does that though.
Oh yeah, that's
Celebration
true.
gets
I have
you
hundreds
pins.
and hundreds and hundreds of pins now.
Disney World did that to me.
Oh, it's
I
the same
love
thing.
going to
Once
Disney
everybody's
and-
wearing them and trading them, yeah.
I love trading. I got some really good pins when I went and did trading down there.
Lauren, we definitely
too.
feel the same. So we are we're gonna plan a little bit, and I think we've got what 50 weeks.
50
Right about
weeks,
that
just
50 mark.
under a year.
Yeah, we got about 50 weeks, so we're in the same boat. We're gonna start planning some stuff out and see what we can do and get some merch out there for the people. Yeah, some freebies are always good.
That's a fun side quest to complete. Mark Thompson, where the pin bending machine was. He went from 0 to hero in one weekend. Didn't own a pin. Now he's given the
I
guy
had a couple pins, but I didn't. It's not like it is now. I had a small pin board that I filled up, and I was like waiting to buy like a bigger one. I bought one double the size, but by the time that I actually bought it, I had too many pins for that one too, because all of the ones I had bought in between.
Some
So
exponential growth.
I feel like Josh and
partially
Mark
Anthony's
Thompson
fault.
in that moment is like that Mean Joe Green Coke commercial or whatever, where he's like, "Can I have your Coke, kid?" And he like drinks the Coke. And it's like, "Thanks, kid," and then walks away, and the kid's just like, "Okay, what just happened?" And he like throws his jersey back at him, minus Mark Thompson throwing the jersey back at Josh because
No, the Mark Thompson experience was really good. I didn't know he was even going to be there, and I was just like walking by, stopped at Del Rey, and I saw the picture, and I was like, "Wait, who's going to be here? Wait, what? Okay, yeah, I'm waiting." And then, yeah, he was super cool, and people didn't know he was going to be there, so had a lot of FaceTime. It was cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mark Thompson is definitely on my list of things to do at Celebration if he's there in Anaheim next one and
You better ask him first.
Yeah, the consent is important.
yeah, if he's there, I would love to meet him. I love his audiobooks. So
He is good.
So Anthony, have you guys started planning that stuff out already? Like, what are you doing and like putting stuff together? Or
yes, actually,
Exclusive.
yeah, we got some magnets that we have ordered that will say Star Wars Celebration 2020 or 2022, excuse me, the makeup year. Those are should be actually delivered sometime this week. We have 2 sets of buttons coming through and some new stickers, and pretty much we'll be working on something that will just kind of be adding to the stash. The goal is a 50-pound checked bag of luggage of stuff to give away. And then
A lot of giveaways.
that bag will, in return, fill with merch.
Well,
50
sure,
pounds.
yeah,
That's
The
what
return
we
trip
did
is
last
always
time.
something to plan out. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
We learned that the first trip. Kyle and I were like, we need more luggage.
Now what? Yeah. How do we
Where
get
do I-
home?
Where do I put? I'm just gonna be walking through the airport with like arms of stuff like this. After that first one, we were like, how do we pack this? Like, I may have to leave.
Chicago
clothes
was nice
behind.
with the car ride. You just toss it all in there.
Yeah, that made it super easy for us. We were left from Columbus, Ohio, and drove 6-7 hours. Well,
I knew you were going to bring this up.
excuse me. We drove an hour and a
We
half.
drove
and then
farther
back
than we
home
had
another
to.
hour and a half, and then
Yeah.
drove this 7 hours.
We got to stop for lunch, and I was like, hey, Justin, I left my wallet in my car, which is at your house 2 hours away.
Oh no.
And it's locked, and my keys are with me, so your wife can't get it out and mail it to us. So
We
went back, and we still had a great time.
Oh, no.
He gave
Yeah.
me plenty of shit about it for the whole weekend, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it was a lot longer of a road trip going out there than it was coming back. Well, and then coming back, we got rear-ended, so that was.
Oh my god.
And Justin
Yeah,
split his pants.
I knew
I
I
split my
knew
pants.
to have this thing up.
So, Chicago was fun weekend, guys. Super fun
Yeah.
weekend.
You
no,
did get
okay,
rear-ended
me-
on the way back too.
Yeah, we met Josh, we met Tab. It was a great time. It was I got tons of exclusives. It was after that first day, and I ripped my pants. It was fine after that. And then coming
Where's
home,
that
I-
SpongeBob
Smooth
song?
sailing after that point.
it's right. I wasn't walking around with my underwear hanging out the whole time.
The
So
man who ripped his pants.
It does sound that way from this last 3 minutes, but it was a phenomenal weekend. It was great. We got
It was.
we had to turn around 2 hours in. Justin split his pants. We got
the hotel
rear-ended,
room
but
was
it
a
was
little
still
small.
the hotel was whack because it was under construction. There was zero breakfast
This is
situation,
incredible.
but
Oh,
it was
it
still
was,
an awesome weekend. It was great.
Yeah.
It really was.
It was more of a comedy adventure versus
It was the
just like an
friends we
action
made along the way.
adventure. It was
That's good. That's
Yeah.
how it really was for us too. Friends we made were well worth it. In the
That's the
long
best part. It really is. Because you got to know you're going to spend over half your time there standing in line,
Mhm.
just being
Yeah.
around strangers. So
I think
you might as well
Kyle,
embrace it.
Kyle, you had a meet and greet, right, with Ashley. I think you had the bracelet for a meet and greet.
True.
And we were in line and we were talking to it was a kid and his mom, I think, and
That's right.
he's a big Ashley fan, missed out on the meet and greet,
They didn't know
thing.
about it or didn't
know
get
about
to
it.
or something. Yeah.
and you had already met her over at the what was it? The Hallmark. Was it Hallmark?
Well, we knew we had met somebody else in line that had an extra wristband. So I was like, well, yeah, we can get, and they weren't able to go. So we said, well, we can get this one from this other person we met and give it to you. And we hooked them up. And then, of course, you see people in passing all weekend. And that kid was over the moon to be able to get that. He didn't even know it was a possibility, but
super geeked
cool.
out
You get to
about
do
it, was
stuff like that.
excited. Yeah, he was ecstatic about it. So, but that's what it's about. I mean, you meet people in line, you talk to people, help each other out, find things that they're looking for, exclusives or whatever, and it's a good time. So yes, the trip and the travel was absolute.
It was a rocky road.
It was a rocky road, but
rocky road.
the actual experience and I mean, we had great decent weather when we got there, and then it's snowing the day before we left. So
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah,
there was all four seasons that weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was. It was an experience.
Hoth-like conditions. The day of the Mandalorian reveal.
Yeah,
you guys didn't have to wait outside for anything in the big arena in the snow, did you, Anthony?
No, we stayed in the Hilton, which was attached to the event.
Guy.
We got
you and
really
Lauren Romo
lucky.
probably passed in the hallways.
Yep. And so we had our own walkway across it didn't have to go downstairs. That's where they never even checked our tickets because of that way. Because I actually forgot it one day and never had it the entire day.
Oh my gosh.
Around my neck. Yeah. Because it's just a lanyard around your neck. And
You know what?
I never even wore it.
Somebody else said that in the chat.
That was me.
I feel like it was you. Yeah,
was
I
me,
didn't
yeah.
even have it one day. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we were also there one day where we waited and waited and waited and waited for hours, and then right when they were about to open it up, a bunch of people just knocked over the pipe and drape and ran through. Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I was
Yes.
irritated, but what are you going to do?
I hate people.
Oh yeah, people can't live with them, can't live without them.
Yeah, what are you going to do? That's all right.
Yeah, what are you
No,
gonna
you
do?
can live without them.
Maggie's our villain on the show.
Yeah, and hopefully everybody's got their hotels booked for Celebration coming
But
up.
I
in
don't have
Anaheim here.
tickets.
Maggie's still got to get tickets. We're good on the hotel front so far.
I
Hopefully
actually think I
everybody
still
in the
need
chat
a
is.
Sunday ticket or something. I'm going to
You
have to look
do.
into that at some point. Thank you for keeping my secretary over there, keeping tabs
Josh
on
is
my
like-
schedule.
he's like, I got you. It's like, I'm watching you like a
Uh-oh.
hawk.
Shots
Yeah.
fired. Subtle hint.
Oh,
Somebody else needs tickets too.
Oh.
Well, there's tons of things going on that aren't in Celebration that are Star Wars related all around. At least it was in Chicago. So there are things to do with even with celebrities and stuff more on the less demand list, but still all the same for me.
I don't think there's any reason to be worried just yet. I still think there will be plenty of tickets available in a few months.
And they do a bunch of like, I don't want to, not a meet and greet, but like photo shoot stuff outside. Remember that big fountain kind of right in the middle, Kyle, with the stairs? They do photo shoot. They had like a 501st shoot there. I'm assuming that's where the Ahsoka shoot will be.
Lightsabers. There's always a picture with 100 people holding lightsabers and all kinds of stuff. So 100, that's probably a way understatement. But.
So there's plenty of stuff going on there. There's can you do the Disney?
I will definitely hit up Downtown Disney.
Yeah. Can you do the Disney park thing? Is that a special thing that you have to have
I
a
think that
celebration
you have
ticket
to
for, or is
be
it
at
separate?
Celebration.
Okay. I forget.
No red cloud. Sorry.
They had the Disney After Dark tickets last time. They had refunded us our money for ours, so we'll have to get in the lottery to buy them again. If they do it.
That was for like a few hours, right? It was Celebration people only for a few hours. Do you mind me asking how much it was for that?
If I remember correctly, about $75 a ticket.
That's not so bad. That's not
terrible.
And then they pretty much said the main rides aren't going to be open. They're basically you're paying to go to the gift shop.
Yeah, okay. That's not as awesome then.
Yeah, it's
I mean, if you just want to walk around like Batu West and take night pictures, I guess that's kind of
Yeah, but you could do that with a whole ticket too if you just were there.
True. Yeah,
at $75, that's a little steep for some.
But I believe it's after hours where most of the park attendants, visitors will already be gone, so it will only be the Celebration crowd, and maybe with COVID in the state of California, very limited numbers compared to what they were expecting last time.
It could be.
I mean, that definitely is appealing.
You're convincing.
You're selling Maggie. Keep going.
I want to ride that Guardians of the Galaxy ride though, so I need that to be turned on.
I am a
Who do I need to email?
Tower of Terror fan that's mad about that still.
You can still go to Orlando. They got Tower of Terror there.
That is the best place to go.
I love Tower of
Terror.
Terror.
My baby.
That Marvel campus that just opened up though looks really cool.
I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll go after.
That Spider-Man animatronic robot thing that flips in the air. My God, that is so cool. Science now and technology is unreal.
Until he gains consciousness.
right. Until he goes
he's self-aware, and then we're all everybody. Whatever.
Right. And then really thinks he's Spider-Man and, just runs around slinging webs everywhere. But no, it looks really, really cool. I'm a foodie, so I always love trying Disney foods like whenever I can, wherever I can, whatever it is. So some of the Marvel stuff looks really cool. They have like $100 calzone or something like that. Have you seen this? It's like a normal calzone, but apparently it was like blown up from PIM particles or something like that, and it's like $100 to share with like a family.
Giant. That's all. There's nothing.
They just made it huge, but it's like it's super thick too. It's like this thick, so it's like a really big sandwich. Yeah.
Does someone feed it to you?
It's actually
one of those Disney
to the Honey, I
butlers.
Shrunk the Kids part of the park.
It's one. Have you seen the Disney butlers? Do you know you can get a butler at Disney World?
You can get anything at Disney World, Justin.
That sounds pretty good.
There are literally it's not cheap. We saw a family with one. They literally have like the butler outfit on, and they sit you at the table, they go up and get your food, they bring it back to you, they do not feed you, but then they whatever you need around the park, they follow you around and will get you whatever you want while you're at the park.
Feels uncomfortable to me.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I know that's like a job, and anyone can
put him in the Mando helmet, and I'll give him the money. Then
I'm in. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
just some random fella following me around.
Yeah.
Is that like if you go to Batu and say, I'd really like that costume right there. Will you wear this? And Like he's getting paid. Like, yes, sir. And he like puts the
Or-
outfit on.
Does it work? Will the person wait in line for you and then text you when that's your turn, and then you just get in?
That's a whole.
This guy's the thinker right here.
I don't
racket.
know.
Big brain on this guy.
I don't know how the whole thing works, but I know you can do it. I don't know how it works with rides and stuff, or like if you basically walk up with like your Disney butler and then you just go straight to the front of the line. I don't know how that works, but I know with the food stuff, you just sit down, they'll walk right up, order your stuff, bring it right to you, and it's like you're done.
That sounds like a really, really, really expensive way to skip out on walking to a counter and ordering your lunch.
Mm-hmm. I'm on board with the Mando thing. If he walks around all day saying this is the way, I could get behind that.
Yeah. Hey, how do we get to the Tower of Terror from here? This is the way.
This is the way.
I'm into it.
I can do that.
I'm only doing it if he's sassy, British, and his name is Jeffrey.
I was trying to find a way to work the Fresh Prince in there because that's like the only butler I can think of.
What about Alfred Pennywise or Pennywise?
Pennyworth? Alfred
Pennyworth,
Pennywise is a whole different.
Now I need someone.
Are you too young to know Mr. Belvedere?
Oh no, Mr. Belvedere. That's another good one. That's another good
a sassy
one.
butler. Yes, not
His
Bozo.
name I haven't heard.
Yeah, Belvedere, sassy butler, on board. Michael Caine from Batman. I take Michael Caine. I can listen to Michael Caine talk all day. He'd be like, Marshall Wine.
You think there's a single chance that Michael Caine's going to follow you around Disney World and be your butler?
Can I get him to just? Excuse me. Can you please call me Master Wayne? Yes, Master Wayne. Okay. Why do we fall, Master Wayne?
Now, Michael Caine, go sit over there at that table and just look at me like you recognize me, and we'll take drinks and look at each other, but then not talk to each other. Okay.
And then you get up and walk away. Fold up your paper and walk away.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
I would love that. All right. How do we get Michael Caine to do Disney Butler?
This is truly
I'm on board.
remarkable.
Apparently, it's out of the question. Oh, nope. That's not the one I thought it was.
Oh,
there it is.
That's true. Jarvis.
Spit on you.
Actually,
Jarvis,
I was just watching In Game today. I had it on the background and during work. And yep.
Did they still win?
Yeah, they still win.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just for the record, I want you to know that you can't not Michael Caine. You got to have this Alfred right here. Animated series, baby.
Oh, the exasperated Alfred.
That's crazy.
Oh, speaking of,
have we talked about this episode at all?
Not much.
But this is tangential. But Mark Hamill, voice of the Joker in animated Batman, is also voicing Skeletor in the upcoming Masters of the Universe that they just dropped a trailer for, and it looks so good. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm really pumped for it.
It looks amazing.
Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe.
That's right. It's dropping on Netflix soon, and anytime we get Mark Hamill voice acting, especially as like a creepy bad guy,
he's so good at it.
For sure.
Oh yeah. But that anime, that promo with the "I Need a Hero" in the background, and
I know, great song. I mean, great 80s song choice. It's the whole thing. They knew exactly what they were doing. They hit all the right notes.
What music should we leverage?
I celebrate the whole Lego cinematic universe, actually.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be better than the original because the original TV show, I know this is not going to be popular. The toys were cool, and it was cool that there was a TV show about the toys, but the TV show was whack. It was not very good.
What about this original?
Oh.
Wow.
The Dolph Lundgren? I've actually watched that movie a bunch of times. I was a kid and I did not hate it. It was the 80s and anything goes in 80s cinema. It seemed like. That's
not what I remember you saying a couple episodes ago, sir.
That wasn't me. I've always been maybe about 80s movies. There's some bad 80s movies, but I liked Masters of the Universe. Ugh, that thing's.
The guy that I can't remember his name. The guy that played Skeletor in the 80s movie, though, he was like the highest paid actor of that cast at the time. I thought was actually like a really, really good actor, and I can't remember what his name was, but they pulled him in to basically kind of like pull more people into the movie, and he was like the main draw. But
a sequel where Skeletor and He-Man get together got canceled because the first movie didn't do good enough numbers. It's a shame. We never got to see it.
It was a little trippy.
Resent the comparison.
But that animated short, they said, what 80s movie song can we leverage for this? How about I Need a Hero from Short Circuit? Yeah, let's go that route. Like, fit perfect though. It fit perfect.
Oh, well, that song's like, I feel like that's been used many times for many things.
Yeah.
So
So let's talk a little bit about Bad Batch. We're now like almost an hour into this bad boy, and we've only touched on Bad Batch.
And I have to leave at 9. So
So Maggie, we're gonna lose Maggie at 9. But so we talked a little bit about the music in this, and we touched a little bit on kind of that Rex and Echo relationship kind of not playing out, I think, the way that we thought it would. Is there anything that like really kind of surprised you guys in this episode that maybe you caught you off guard or you weren't expecting, besides Rex? Because I clearly thought it was Bale, but is there anything that caught you out of the blue?
The only thing I was kind of surprised by was, and this is like kind of maybe dumb or random, but Sid is way slimier than I originally thought. I thought she just kind of like knew her way around and like was making her way, making deals, but like she's extorting these guys too. Clear, like she's running a racket on them. Like, well, you've also got to pay me for the food and the board and storing your ship and running up this like huge bill that they can't pay because she's not paying them. And like, I know she's in like kind of a shady business anyway, but like I did not realize that she was that shady. Like she's just a legitimately bad person, not just I'll do whatever for a buck, which is not great, but I think it's the worst.
And she owns the bar. Clearly, I didn't realize she owned the landing pad and the port or wherever there. She apparently owns everything.
That's a good point.
That was kind of a surprise. The Rex in the hood at the table gave me very Ranger Lord of the Rings vibe.
Assassin's Creed,
sitting there by himself in the corner smoking a pipe, right? Like just being all creepy. And then the Ithorian getting mad at him that he was in his seat, I thought was pretty funny. Which he has
the Ithorian's like translator thing he wears around his neck.
Yeah, and you can still kind of hear his natural garbly voice with it too. But you clearly hear the translation too. But it was definitely a cool kind of Ranger. Yes, Lord of the Rings kind of vibe to him, which was pretty tight. I'm trying to think. I thought we would have had. I was surprised they escalated the rest.
Did anybody suspect who that was before he took the hood off?
Yeah, because you could see his arm plate, and I was like, "Oh, it's Rex."
Yeah. You can see his hand
dinner, so I wasn't paying that much attention.
You didn't watch
I thought it was weird that he was
evening?
still wearing his armor.
I had to work today.
Oh.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Like I was wondering if they would start changing it up a little bit. I would love to see him break off his rangefinder on his helmet because it's obviously not there in Rebels. But
I have a question for you guys.
That's a pretty specific.
So this came up. They got off they landed on I don't remember what is it? Raqqa, the planet, right? The junk scrapper planet. They're getting right here. This is perfect. So they're walking out of this hangar bay. They all put their helmets on.
Yes.
Omega doesn't have a helmet.
Nope.
What the hell were they putting the helmets on for? And all the scrappers are wearing helmets.
Do you want to know another thing that I think is hilarious on the topic of helmets? Rex. I'm keeping a low profile, wearing his armor.
Wearing clone armor, like the most recognizable division of the clone army, probably.
Recognizable.
Oh,
he needs I didn't know you were a dad.
He needs a Boba Fett repaint.
That's true. Obi-Wan was hiding in Jedi robes the whole time he was in hiding. So.
Yeah,
definitely
he
precedent.
needs the Boba Fett repaint. Aren't you Boba Fett? No, I'm not Boba Fett.
No, can't you see?
Like, can't
My
you see this
dent
is
is
matte
painted
green
over.
and red
Yeah.
now. This isn't Boba Fett's paint job. Pfft. What are you talking about? Like, perfect disguise. But yeah, they're like walking along. They all put their helmets on. I'm like,
Do you think that's because Mandalorian armor paint? It's sort of like hot dogs and hot dog buns. Like you get one set of armor, but when you buy paint, it's for 2 sets of armor. So like you have one left, so you got to buy another suit of armor, or you got to use the paint again. That's like the only reason I can think of. He just had leftover in the back. It makes no sense to me.
but I mean, if you use mostly green, like if it's a gallon paint can, you got a gallon of green, a gallon of red, right? You're using most of that green, right? On the next paint job, wouldn't you say, well, I got all this red left over. How about I use some of that and do like mostly red with a little green trim?
I have no idea why I didn't switch it up. I'm with you. Yeah, hiding.
Yeah,
Universe is a big place.
I saw that scene, and I was sitting there going, why are they putting helmets on walking out of this planet? And Omega doesn't have a helmet, and she's just walking out there.
Let me ask you
I was
this.
a little confused.
If you feel like you need to wear a helmet and the person next to you doesn't have one, are you just going to not wear yours?
It's like the mask.
I'm still putting mine
So
on.
just
you know, like
what if there's toxins on this planet and they didn't give Omega like a rebreather or anything? Like, it's okay, kid. You're young.
Like
go ahead and breathe these in. It's all right.
It's just like part of their uniform or whatever. It's just what they wear.
I don't know.
You know, if I feel like I need my helmet, I'm wearing it, even if you left yours at home. I'm not going to be like, well, he doesn't have one, so we'll just not wear helmets. No way.
I wore pants with a giant hole in them to celebration.
I didn't rip mine for solidarity.
Right. So we just kept pushing forward. That's the way you got to go. But
look, she was fine.
Yeah, I know. I guess I just didn't understand why they're putting their helmets back on. Maybe so they don't have to carry them.
Do they have a heads-up display or anything inside the helmet? Maybe it's not for protection. It's just for like the added tech.
Maybe.
I'm sure. I mean, I know Echo definitely has his glasses visor, or not Echo. Sorry, Tech has his glasses visor situation that do something.
Yeah. I only watched it once. I caught it kind of late morning at lunch. Anthony, when did you watch?
Oh boy!
When do you get your Star Wars fix on?
I normally I'm working a night shift during the week, so I stay up and watch it when it airs at 3 a.m. because I'm getting home about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I work a night shift at UPS as well as my piercing job, and so it makes it really easy to stay up. This week I've been on vacation. How I'm able to be here with you guys today.
Oh, nice.
Again. And I watched it as soon as I woke up today about 9 a.m. And then I watched it again before I went to pierce the piercing job I have. And then on my drive, I listened to it. And then I had it ahead of me. Yeah, and then I had it playing while I was piercing because then people thought I was weird because there's just a cartoon playing on my phone. And I was just kind of just trying to catch little tidbits, but I really wasn't even really paying attention to it as much. And then I was able to get the 27 minutes in before signing on here.
Oh, yeah, wow. A little bit longer of an episode this week, right? 27 versus 23 or something that we got like 1 week. It was kind of crazy.
I heard my complaints. That must have been it.
That's sure that they said, oh, Kyle's unhappy. Add 5 more minutes.
We gotta stretch these out a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to see him back at the Scrapper Planet, though. I thought we might see. At least I didn't look in the background. I don't know if anybody else caught anything kind of crazy, but I was looking at like the ships. Saw mostly the Venator class, the giant ships that they were just kind of scaling back and forth.
The Republic ships that they obviously wanted to destroy.
Yeah, that they've been rounding up and trashing and getting rid of. But I didn't see anything super weird or out of the ordinary. But I know they always like hide stuff in the background, and so when I get a chance, I'll go back and look.
Yeah, I want to look closer as they're walking through the inside to see what's going on the inside of that ship.
Was anybody?
We have to leave.
All right, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Bye, Maggie.
Thank you, as always. Thank you for joining us, Anthony. And my parting thing that I want to say is I'm so glad that Wrecker is fine and dandy. My boy is okay.
Good to go.
Yes.
He's okay.
Yes. Good to
go over the hump.
Oh, that's not a
just
good
let you
picture.
go for a minute there.
That's
There we go.
That's
I was
better.
like,
There we
Why
go.
would you show me such a traumatizing thing?
Disturbing.
Oh,
All
yes.
right, Maggie.
Wait, where's the cute one? Hang on. I'm going to show the cute one.
Uh-oh.
For you. There we go.
Aw.
Oh, they're little popcorny things. What were
She's
those
like-
called? Do you remember?
Mantel.
Bites or Mantel?
Mantel
Mix. Mantel mix.
Mantel mix.
That was it.
Well, they ate 14 of them, whatever it was. They had a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looked at that bill. He was like, what is this?
So they've been on at least 6 missions. So some
Mhm.
time has elapsed. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
enjoy
All right,
your
Maggie.
evening. Bye.
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 So they had like Hunter looked at that bill like, what the hell is 14 Mantel mix things? He didn't even know what it was at that point and was like, what the heck is this?
I think that was like a drop in the bucket, frankly.
Yeah.
Since we've kind of rewinded back to stuff at the beginning of the episode, I love when she's like, she said something along the lines of like, I thought we didn't like regs, or I thought we don't, like
She did.
something.
Oh, you guys didn't like regs.
I was like,
Yeah,
do you know
he's
who you're talking to, lady?
Yeah, ma'am.
Captain Rex.
Pipe down.
Excuse me, ma'am. That is not your normal reg.
He's an OG though, and they commented on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a series 1.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
You're
the wrinkles-
old. How can you tell by the wrinkles on her forehead? It's like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
Rex has seen some stuff at this point. He's been around a while. So,
Well, the last time we saw him, he was burying a whole squad of his best friends. So
yeah. Was anybody surprised
Brothers.
how quickly they escalated the Wrecker stuff, or did you feel like that was expected this episode?
it's rough. I expected it to happen. I didn't expect it to necessarily be this episode, but I think the whole thing went down pretty much like we all were kind of guessing, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought maybe a Jedi, like they were going to have a run-in with a Force user of some sort, and that was going to trigger it. So, I guess I was a little. Yep. I was a little like. I don't know if I was surprised by it, but he was like calling out why he was doing what he was doing, so
Mhm.
it made sense. But I think initially I thought they were going to run into a Jedi and it was going to like click in.
Yeah.
I don't actually think Ahsoka's going to show up in this show.
She may not. I
mean, they
I got my
throw
Ahsoka shirt on
these
today.
days,
So.
It seems like, but I don't expect to see her.
Now, good question. Here's a good question for you. Since we are, what was the planet again?
Braca.
Braca. Since we are clearly on Braca and it's a giant scrapyard, do we think there is a chance that Cal shows up?
Timeline
like to
is
see it.
Probably not, because he's still like, he wouldn't already be in a scrapyard living in hiding as a scrapper. He'd still be running as a escaped Padawan whose master just died.
Okay.
I would.
Maybe.
I
It's
would
close,
like to
though.
say
It's
we'll
close.
see Kanan again because they did mention him in this episode.
Mhm.
You know, he did help
I
a
think that's
Padawan
possible.
survive.
And I think that we're going to see some more clones too, because Rex I felt like they made a point of him saying twice that it's very rare that the clones don't respond to the inhibitor chip, the Order 66, that very few of them do. He didn't say none. He made a point of saying, only a couple. So we know there are other clones out there who did not respond to Order 66, whose inhibitor chips didn't work for whatever reason. So I wonder if we'll run into them at some point.
It looks like he was on Braca like 5 years after Order 66. So we're almost there, but not quite. I mean, we're a couple years
Close.
off
Yeah, that's close.
for Cal.
What do we think? Do we think we're going to get Wolf, maybe Gregor soon, as far as their chips, now that we've kind of touched on that? Like, hey, I'm trying to help my buddies and who I can that are clones that maybe didn't respond to it to get that chip out. do we think we're going to get that Wolf and Gregor bridge to find out how their chips ended up out?
I think that would make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I could
like
see
to
it.
See that story too.
I could see it this season. I think because the more clones that they have on their side and work as a unit, I think they're going to be better off. Like, even if it's just for 1 or 2 episodes, as Hunter said, if you need us, we'll come and help. And I could see maybe Rex saying, hey, look, I know we're Wolf and Gregor. I got to get them out. I need your help. We're going on a mission to free them or to help them out. But I could see that coming into play at some point. Just trying to help those guys out. But I don't know. Yeah. Lauren, I'm with you. I think Rex is back in. Thick Thighs Tarkin, I don't think he's back in. I think he's done for the season.
Unfortunately. It's just his pants, Justin. Don't be an idiot, you idiot. So many people. Like, Jesus, it's a joke, guys. I know it's not his legs.
Yeah, it was it's
pants.
a uniform. It's a uniform.
I get it.
I love the people that were like, "You've never heard of this type of pant?" I was like,
never heard of pantaloons?
You know the name of the pant? Like, what's going on?
No.
I knew that they were pants, but I didn't know the name.
Yeah.
You pants nerd.
There's a lot of people in the Empire with some really misshapen legs, if that's the case, that they were not pants.
Something wrong with their regimen.
You get into the Empire and they apparently like stamp your legs into weird kind of shapes. So
all squats, no calves.
Partial leg days in the Empire. Partial leg days. So
how many more episodes until we see what's going on with our buddy Crosshair again?
That's true. We have not had an update.
It's been a minute.
His side of things. Last time we saw him, he was feeling sorry for himself on his bunk.
I feel we have to see him again, if not the next episode, right away.
Yeah, really soon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think they did mention they mentioned him this episode, which is jogging our memory and reminding us of him.
He said,
"You come back up."
Tex said, "Oh, we're immune to the chip. Well, except Wrecker or except Crosshair." And so,
Oh, so you're not? That's another way of saying you're just not immune to it at all. No.
I don't know. I think we go back to.
It's true.
I think we're gonna get. They got to go back after the droid head. I think that's going to come into play at some point, just because or at least the information from that, because I think they made a point of it at the beginning of the episode with her mentioning you need a big score if you want more money, and that was a big score that you let kind of slip through your fingers. Obviously, they didn't because they had the intel from the head. They just didn't have the head, and then they gave it up. So
I felt like that was mostly just a catalyst to see the Martez sisters and then see Rex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that necessarily is going to come up again personally. But, I've been wrong almost every time, so we'll see.
Now, Kyle, with the newfound StarWars.com trivia on last week's episode and Rex appearing in this episode and stating he was working with the Martez sisters, are you more confident now that was actually R7, the real R7?
I am, but now I have a lot of questions about why it was black and orange in the one frame and not the other, and not the green and like reddish color. I'm confused by that. But
yeah, I would agree.
Like I said, I've been wrong before.
I think before we were thinking the orange was the error, or the orange was right, and the old R7 colors was the error, but I think it's obviously the other way around.
That's the
R7 that we know with the red, and that is, I'm sorry, that is not gold. That's like green.
Yeah, it's like a greenish highlight, chartreuse kind of color.
Yeah. And then from the back, it's like black and gold when you saw it in that second scene. So the only weird thing was the StarWars.com trivia flipped his calls.
Yeah, they called him A7,
R7,
or something like
not
that.
R7, A7, which was
Agreed,
also
I'm
weird.
still curious about this.
Yes. She has a uncanny way of looking at people and just knowing about them.
There's going to be a payoff to it eventually, but they sure are making us wait.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Omega had powers.
Yeah.
Very contemplative.
Yeah.
The animation, I will say, we talked about the music, obviously excellent. The animation is excellent too. I really noticed it when they first saw the water, and either Hunter or Rex, one of them said to stay up out of it, basically. But I don't remember exactly the line. But when you saw the water move and then it panned up to a fully lit, like natural lighting of the two characters, I thought that all looked really, really, really great. And the movement was really natural.
Yep.
Was
This
not
season's
always the
been
case in the early days of Clone Wars.
no.
Yeah, the artwork has been phenomenal this season, especially this newest episode, for sure. Definitely top notch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
It gets better all the time. It's better than season 7 of Clone Wars was, and I thought that was leaps and bounds better than anything they'd ever done.
That was mind blowing when that came back to look at that animation and go, wait, this is the same Clone Wars that left, like what 7 years prior or whatever it was. Like,
shows you how fast technology can like really improve.
The scrolling is so much better. Yeah, the scrolling is so much better. The colors are better. Just the interactions between the characters are better. Doesn't look quite as like blocky.
It reacts to light
chopped.
better too. I think that's probably the software they use, but you get a really natural sense of where the light is coming from. It's really impressive to me.
Yeah.
I'm not like an artist or expert by any means, but it's impressive.
Anthony, when you guys create and you guys are getting ideas for some of the work that you do you leverage a lot of what you get, like what you see from Clone Wars or Rebels or what have you, or is that all like off the top of your head and from memory?
A little bit of both. With Mandy and I, we are always playing something Star Wars, even if it's in the other room. So we're ones to sleep with the television on. So Star Wars is playing almost 24/7 while we're here. If we're in the home, some screen is playing something Star Wars. Walk in a room, it be music, be a movie or the cartoon. And Rebels has seemed to be the one that gets the most playtime. So that influences our art the most.
Yeah.
As it goes, from the voice actors as well, everyone that's a part of Rebels has really been just, perfect in all aspects. So it's really those voices of those characters more than the artwork of those characters that brings, certain characters to us.
Yeah.
And, and Mandy likes everybody. I mean, from, the simplest creatures to the biggest villains to Bendu, the one in the middle.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know who could always use a little more love? While we're talking about it, is my man Hondo Onaka. So just throwing that out there. I do not have a Hondo pin. I would definitely get a Hondo pin.
Yeah, there is one Hondo pin out there that we know of that we have that's really good. That one of the pin makers, I can send you a link if they have any available. I can't remember their name off the top of my head that Mandy has collected from. And it's definitely on the to-do list. Rex is next. She had posted a picture yesterday of the artwork. It's an old man Rex, possibly working on a variant with a helmet and one without a helmet. And it's without a helmet. It's what we posted so far.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
The Chopper AP5 is in production and will be a pin that releases very, very soon.
Now, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah, of course.
Pong Krell with a little slider in the back, and when you pull it, his arms like move up and down like this.
Our manufacturers don't do the sliders. The whole pin world is very hush hush. Yeah. At least it seems like it to us on sharing the trade secrets. So
really,
we're still it's a whole nother deep dark dive.
Tell you who their suppliers are or manufacturers are and stuff like that.
Some people, yes, but when there's kind of more of those specialty items, it's not as publicly out there, and we're not, knocking on the door asking.
Right.
But there are some companies that are a little more popular that might even advertise you on your social media, like Wizard Pins, which we've never used as a manufacturer, but they advertise to us quite often. And I do know some people that use them. And not 100%, so don't quote me, but they may be manufactured in the U.S., but I'm not 100% there.
Yeah.
Where most are manufactured overseas. Yeah.
I saw, because Disney's starting to get into some of that with their pins with the slider stuff. Like they had I think there was one just released for the First Order where like you slide it one way and like it's the TIE silencer, and then you slide it the other way and it's Kylo Ren maybe or something like that. But it's very interesting. I mean, some of these pins now with like, hey, here's a patch, but there's a pin that goes on the patch, and then they're very elaborate, and it's unreal like how big some of them are. Some of them are just huge.
Yeah.
The Calicori you guys put out was pretty big, wasn't it? That's a big
the
pin.
Calicori is 2.5
inches. 2.5. Yeah.
Yep. And our most of our that's a different manufacturer than our 3-inch pins that we've kind of been going up to. So Rex will be a 3-inch pin, and I believe some of the other ones. Hera, I believe that we just released was a 2.5-inch.
Yeah, I think that's becoming more and more typical. Yeah, like I remember I got a Bo-Katan pin that's I think a 2-inch, maybe a couple years ago. A year and a half ago, and it was huge, the biggest thing I had in as far as pins by a long shot, and now that's kind of standard size.
Well, just like everything, the pin making is just keeping up with the demand, and they're able to just produce more detail. And just like a tattoo, the bigger you make it, the more detail you get in it. Those real small pins are just as cool, but they're usually going to be a more simple design. And with something that's as recognizable as Star Wars, you may not even see the simplicity in it because when it's smaller, because you're just like, oh, I recognize that helmet. It's awesome. At any size.
Yeah. Josh, can you pull that Calicori one up again?
Yep.
Like even this one at 2.5 inches, it's still like you can see the detail in the blues and in the line work. Right, like in some of the midsections on each individual block, and even at 2.5 inches, that's still small. Like that line work and that coloring is just probably still really, really small, but you can see it really, really well here, and it's a beautiful pin.
Thank you.
But I mean, everything you guys do is normally pretty spot on. The AT-AT walker with the hearts on it is still one of my favorites. The sticker is in my tub for my.
I really liked the Spirit or Force Ghost or whatever you want to call it, Chewbacca, after Peter Mayhew passed away. That's one of my favorite ones. I really liked that.
Yeah. The goal is to actually do that is a transparent enamel pin eventually as well.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we have that was a very popular button in our Etsy store. It was a celebration design, and it was meant to just give away. We put it for sale. There was kind of a lot going on a small button, and it was very popular in our Etsy store because everybody loves Chewie and Peter. So
he was great.
That was for me. That was my favorite part of Chicago Celebration. Is I got to get his autograph and just be in front of him for a moment. He had to cancel the first day that we had arranged our meet and greet autographing, and because he wasn't feeling well, and he fought through it. I think either the last day or the second to last day, and it was
that's
great.
awesome that you were able to get in there.
No, and that's a great point though, because you know what, we go to these celebrations and we see these actors, and we sometimes we look at these prices for some things and we go, oh man, that's so expensive. I'll do it next time, or I'll wait and do it later. People, don't wait. If you want to do it and it is something that you want to do, go do it. Like it may be expensive, but you may not have that opportunity again to do those things. So take advantage of it. Take the opportunity to do those meet and greets, Anthony, to your point. Go meet the people that you love seeing in these movies and in these TV series, and take the time and tell them you appreciate it, and get that picture, get that autograph, because you may not have that opportunity again. So it's worth it. It is truly worth it. I don't know. The 10 minutes we spent with Orly Shoshan,
that was well worth it.
That was worth it. It wasn't expensive by any means, but it was well worth it to just sit there and chat for 15 minutes, get a picture. We got an autograph. She was like,
she took selfies with me on my camera, on my phone and stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. And I get like a lot of the bigger name actors have to move a lot of people through, but you know what? That 2 minutes that you're with them is totally worth it. It's worth it.
It was definitely worth it for us. For us too as well, being we had art to pass out. We had the Ahsoka postcard, and we were able to give a whole entire stack of them to Ashley, and the author of the Ahsoka novel. I'm sorry, her name's blanking me right now. We were able to give her also. Johnston, right? Yes, we were able to give E.K. Johnson also a stack of our Ahsoka postcards.
Best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she signed one of the postcards for Mandy for free as an extra. Just like, oh, here you go.
Aww.
Oh, very cool. That's a one of a kind then.
Yeah,
that's awesome. But yeah, it was. It's a great experience. We've talked about a lot of stuff. We've covered Bad Batch. We covered Ewok movies. We covered Celebration, Hazards, if you want to call them that. We've covered pins. We have covered a ton of stuff tonight. We've actually gone for like an hour and 20 minutes tonight. So
we're a little over our normally scheduled time. That's right.
It's one of the longer ones we've done in a while. So, but we were super excited. Anthony reached out to me and we kind of chatted.
Hey, thank you.
Super excited to get you on. Next time, we'll get hopefully both of you guys on. You guys can sit and chat with us if you want. What do you want to plug anything? Where can everybody kind of find you and your product and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, well, my wife and I run Rebel Art Empire. We're at Rebel Art Empire at all social medias, rebelartempire.com. She's also, Mandy's also a custom tattoo artist at her website's deadsexytattoo.com. This is the start of a tattoo I have from her.
Nice.
Oh, did she do your Boba Fett there?
Yeah, and it's a cover up, so we got to get another session in on it. There's a whole lot of old, outdated stuff underneath of it, and we were hoping actually to do it this week while I was off, but
it was really Boba in the Sarlacc pit, and then he's just said, "No, he's back
alive again."
Boba back on there.
Yeah, but I did tell her we had started it before the Mandalorian, re-armor, and so I told her I want the new armor now on him. So we got to figure something out, polish it up,
paint update,
cover up that dent. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah. Do you want to plug the tattoo shop, the tattoo and piercing as well?
Oh yeah, I recently relocated. I am now at Lucky Monkey Tattoo in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we opened a second location. So when you were there, Josh, you were at Lucky Monkey, and there is a additional studio just a couple doors down, known as Lucky Monkey Ritual, and it's a very I don't even know how to explain it. You just have to come see for yourself, and you guys are always welcome to check it out. It's an amazing art space. Mandy has her bobas on the wall. I have the Martez sisters hanging in my station. Actually.
Really?
Yes,
Martez sisters.
Yeah, and with Ahsoka, and I also have another Ahsoka print as well, and a Hulk Hogan Funko Pop.
The Hulkster, Terry. It came up again. Good thing we kept it.
Nice. I'm not a big fan of the Martez sisters, but I will say I do love her hair. I do love Rafa's hair with the half shaved look. I've always been a big fan of that. Don't know why. I like it. It's cool. So I do dig that. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to
book your appointments on the YouTube. I was going to go through.
Do you have anything available?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't book it through our YouTube. Go directly to the site, I'm assuming, right? That's a little bit easier to book an appointment through.
Yeah, you can book appointments with me at meatloafthepiercer.com.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna have to get up there and visit you guys in person here now that
Sure.
you know
Now that
the
things are opening
COVID
up a
stuff
little
is
bit.
starting to lift. It definitely makes it a little bit easier. We're all flu shot it or vaccinated,
Fully
shot
vaxxed,
it up,
baby.
We're fully vaxxed up here, so we are good to go. But we will definitely have to make a road trip up there in the next couple weeks during the summer when it's nice and it makes that drive a little bit easier than in the winter.
It won't be near the area I'm at, but I do believe in August there will be some sort of Comic-Con going on in the Grand Rapids area, and they're going to have all the living Bobas, other than from The Mandalorian, will be there signing autographs.
Nice.
So I'm not a Michigan person. So how far is Grand Rapids from Ann Arbor?
4 or 5.5 hours. Let me get my map out. I'm over here, and Grand Rapids is over here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
He pulled up his mitten.
yeah. So yeah,
You guys
about 4 or
gave
5
me-
hours.
What'd
Yeah,
you say,
it's a
John?
little harder to make. Here's Ohio.
Right. He pulled the mitten up and was ready to go. So
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it has been awesome having you on tonight. We definitely appreciate you coming on. We hope you guys had a little bit of fun with us as well.
lots of fun. Thank you.
We love to have a good time here. So you're always welcome. But I think we're like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're about an hour and a half. Mandy's
gonna
gonna have to
wrap
work
it
up her courage to come on next time.
Yeah.
She's laughing
not
in
that
the
bad.
background. I can hear her. She was
That's
laughing.
a hilarious. No way! Not on your
Well,
life. Okay.
We would love to have you guys. You're always welcome. You're welcome anytime. We're gonna wrap it up for this evening. The way we always do. May the force be with you, everybody.
Always.
Good
Thanks,
soldiers
guys.
follow orders.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ruins it every
Josh.
time. Yeah, you can't ever follow orders.
No.
Nope, I don't.
Unidentified vessel. Please submit your clearance codes.
I can bring you in warm. Or I can bring you in cold.
This is Justin.
The force will be with you. This is Josh.
This is Kyle.